Okay, so let's continue with this question. What is the rhetorical situation of Lou Gehrig's Farewell to Baseball? So if you have your graphic organizer, you're going to want to follow along with me here. We're going to look at the speaker, and the speaker for the acronym SOAPSTONE is going to align with the speaker in the rhetorical triangle over here on the right. So the speaker is the person or the group who creates the text. This isn't just a name. It's not just Lou Gehrig, but it's a description of the person in the context of the speech, of their characteristics. So in Lou Gehrig's Farewell to Baseball, he is a baseball hero. He is an ALS victim. He is everyman who is modest and thankful for the opportunities that he's had. This all relates to this idea of a persona or a mask, the face that a character shows when they speak to their audience. The second letter, the O, is the occasion, and this relates to the context of the rhetorical triangle. The occasion is the time or place the text was written or spoken, and it exists within a specific context, the circumstances, the atmosphere, the attitudes, and events that surround the text. So in the case of Lou Gehrig, it's Lou Gehrig Appreciation Day, but if we were to research it a little bit more, we would see that it's coming at this moment between games of a doubleheader. It's at home plate. It's right after Gehrig has announced his illness and he's announced that he's about to retire. And then it's also for the audience this feeling of like, here you've got the Iron Horse, this guy who has the record for consecutive games played, one of the greatest sluggers of all time, and he has fallen victim to this horrible disease. He's losing strength, he's losing coordination, and all of this is playing into the moment that Gehrig walks up and delivers his speech. He is so weak at that moment that his manager has to help him walk out to the mound for the ceremony. Okay, the letter A, the audience, is going to relate to this part of the rhetorical triangle. The audience is the listener or the viewer or reader of a text. This is when the speaker asks what values their audiences hold and how informed their audiences are. For Gehrig, his audience was people he was really familiar with. It was his teammates. It was his fans. And you'll notice if you look back at the speech, he says directly fans, right? He's addressing them. It is the teams he played against. It's fans listening on the radio, right? This is a time really before television is a big deal. And so he's talking to fans on the radio. He's talking to us in the future, right? Because sometimes people who are well known, when they give a speech, are thinking about if their words go down in history, they will be heard again. So he is, in a way, talking to us. Okay, the purpose, the goal the speaker wants to achieve, and this is really central to the rhetorical triangle. This is why he even gives a speech to begin with. We know that Gehrig's speech is, it's very straightforward, it's very matter of fact. He's there because he wants to thank his fans, and he wants to remain positive. He is going to reference his bad break, but he's not trying to make his audience feel sorry for him. He is trying to inspire his audience and say, I am accepting my fate with dignity and with honor and with humility. He he does this in such a way that he does inspire his fans with that can-do American spirit. Okay, the last S is subject, and this is really just the topic. It's not the goal. It relates to this part of the rhetorical triangle, and this is just his illness. This is where he's talking about the lucky things that have happened to him in his life, where he's talking about all the things he has to be thankful for. But the subject is just his illness and his lucky breaks. So to recap, the rhetorical situation is about the context and the factors that go into creating a speech. And the tools that we have to help us understand the rhetorical situation are the rhetorical triangle and soapstone. So we have talked about Lou Gehrig, and we've talked about all these factors that contributed to him being able to walk out that day and really connect with his fans and inspire them. And all of that has to do with the fact that he was being very humble and very open with them after he had gotten this really awful news of ALS. And this is at this moment that he's going to retire, and they're having to deal with the fact that he's this strong, epic baseball hero, and he's not going to be playing for them anymore. So those are all the factors that go into the rhetorical situation. Now you're going to take this and you're going to apply it to the Declaration of Independence.